Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of WWT Experts. I'm your host, Matthew Coble, and delighted today to have with us Dan Graham, who is a principal consultant in Worldwide Technologies Media, Entertainment, and Gaming Group. Dan has been with WWT since February 2020, which is just in time for the pandemic. Came to us from Amazon, where he helped lead their video products and services. So if you've enjoyed stuff on Amazon Prime, you're welcome, says Dan. He loves creating harmony between the complex technologies and the inspiring entertainment spaces that we all enjoy. And he's now positioned to lead Worldwide's business in virtual reality, augmented reality, and the Metaverse. So really delighted today to have WWT expert Dan Graham. Dan, welcome.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about our focus and capabilities as it relates to the Metaverse. Appreciate
Awesome.
the time.
Very good. We're glad you're here. Well, let's jump right in. So, we definitely see in the media that there's a lot of discussion about the Metaverse out there today, and lots of different definitions of even what it is. So what is the Metaverse from WWT's point of view?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think overall, the Metaverse is a coined term for virtual worlds where people and organizations can come together to collaborate, create, learn, and innovate. As defined, here at WWT, the Metaverse is a synthesis of the real and virtual worlds that provide, an interactive 3D platform for new digital experiences. The Metaverse kind of, in a way unites the physical and the virtual presence in an augmented experience, provides an immersive environment where users can interact with each other through avatars or digital representation, allowing them to explore, learn, play games, and transact business in real time. Users will also be able to have the access to data from various sources, APIs, enterprise systems, to gain knowledge or insights throughout their journey. Through this technology, users can access these virtual marketplaces or educational institutions that allow them to engage with peers in a way never before. Also, we believe that the Metaverse will not only revolutionize how we interact with one another, but also create new opportunities for businesses, organizations, and even governments to reduce the physical barrier by enabling anyone from anywhere to engage in meaningful conversations, experiences, as well as collaborations.
Interesting. Well, so I know that you've written an article on WWT.com, and so head to the website and check that out for those of you in the audience. It's about the trends that we're seeing in the Metaverse space this year. So summarize those for us, if you would.
Yeah, again, recent developments in AR, VR technologies have made it possible for users to explore, collaborate, transact business in virtual spaces, often coined the Metaverse. As this technology continues to evolve and become more mainstream, we're beginning to see trends emerge that will shape its future and future potential. One trend we're seeing is in the gaming vertical, an increased collaboration between technology companies and game studios, akin to what we've seen with gaming consoles, Xbox and the game studio creating specific experiences that leverage that hardware platform. In addition, one trend we're seeing is around, non-gaming applications utilizing this technology, virtual shopping malls to 3D conferencing software. All of this starts to suggest a bigger universe for the Metaverse as it relates to enterprises. One area of great interest today is creating digital twins Digital twin is a virtual representation of a real-world entity, such as a industrial machine, a process, or a product. And this really allows for the simulation of various scenarios and predictions to be made about how the physical object would react in different situations. Digital twin uses data and sensors and other sources to create highly detailed models and can help facilitate predictive maintenance, optimization, and operations more efficiently in a controlled environment.
All right, well, I also have to ask, Dan, have you been in the metaverse? I mean, have you seen it? Have you felt it? What's it look like? And then really more importantly, how should businesses and organizations really be thinking about it?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think it's important to have the perspective that the metaverse is a coined term, really focus in on what the future state potential is with these immersive experiences. It's not really a place I can point to or a platform that a company owns or operates. It's more conceptual. In general, the metaverse is and will be the future state of how people interact with the internet. In essence, the new browser or mobile app experience. The metaverse will eventually augment or eventually replace existing form factors like PCs and mobile phones to interact with data and the internet and socialize and to support commerce.
Well, Dan, I know that when many of us think of the metaverse, we're thinking about the rich, creative 3D worlds that are out there that it might be built with Unreal or Unity or some of the other engines that are on the market. But I also know from talking to you and other experts here, there's a lot more to it than that, right? There are other technologies that need to be kind of the foundation or set the footprint for these worlds. So tell us a little bit about some of the additional technologies it takes to synthesize to really power the metaverse.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the technologies and how they're being implemented in general. This area can provide a lot of value to our customers, and we have a lot of relevant services. But as it relates to the technology itself, these are creating virtual worlds, powered by a combination of cutting edge technologies. And also include additional technologies that are being interwoven in these experiences, such as blockchain, obviously augmented reality and virtual reality, but the engines that create those experiences, 3D modeling, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, broadband infrastructure, spatial computing, edge computing. But all of these experiences require a platform infrastructure and the broadband services to support these experiences deployed at scale. And we cover many of these services very well within our current offering. But we do not have deep bench experience in some of the game engines, Unity and Unreal. But at the same time, we have great services that support those experiences, especially when developed and deployed at scale. A couple of important, technologies. I would say blockchain technology is providing infrastructure for the metaverse to exist securely and safely. One term that's going around right now is around the creator economy. As an example, this is where users create digital goods and offer and make those digital goods available through purchase or as a part of collections. This allows users to interact with each other in a secure environment, ensuring that all transactions are verified and stored in an immutable ledger. The AR, VR engines themselves, prime examples, Unreal and Unity, provide an immersive experience for users, but the ability to create plugins to import data or export data or experiences are development activities that are still emerging. Those interfaces to those engines, I think, are important to expand the adoption and consumption of the metaverse. Another key technology is just broadband connectivity. Some of these experiences require, low latency and low jitter in order for them to be completely realistic for end users. But these experiences require that. Some come from 5G and, edge computing. But end to end, there's a number of technologies that are still emerging as a part of the ecosystem of the metaverse. Lastly, specifically spatial and edge computing can help process large amounts of data quickly and efficiently to reduce that latency and jitter. So these are a few of the technologies that are interwoven in kind of the concept of metaverse, but are practical building blocks in these future state experiences.
Yeah, Dan, I love that, right? I mean, that there's data, there's infrastructure, there's broadband, edge computing, probably some AI analytics stuff, security stuff, lots of stuff go into making the metaverse successful. And yeah, the part of it, it's largely manifest in the 3D experience or the 3D world spaces that we see. But I love that we're in a good position to do much of that. A similar kind of misconception is that the metaverse and all the energy there is only in like the gaming and entertainment space. And there's a lot of great stuff happening there, so I don't want to diminish that. And I know we have some client work we do in that space, but there's much more to that. So tell us some about, what are some of the top business applications that people are considering as they're exploring the metaverse and weaving it into their strategies?
It's another great question. So, top business applications that are currently being used or leveraging metaverse technology include digital twins, remote surgery or augmented surgery, virtual conferences, virtual conferencing, for event-based, experiential presentations, virtual, product demonstrations to collaborate with AR, VR design tools, digital assets, the creator economy around, digital goods. Are all some interesting emerging use cases that aren't just designed for entertainment or gaming experiences. I'll go a little bit into some of the digital twin technology that allows business to create, real-time simulations of their physical assets. This really enables them to simulate and predict potential disasters or issues before they occur. To me, it's kind of the mantra, measure twice and cut once. There's a lot you can discover and correct as in a digital twin step before you actually go to production or a big deployment. Another one is remote surgery, often maybe a little scary, but also, there's augmented surgery. Imagine the capability of being able to overlay an MRI image to a patient, especially during a actual procedure. This gives a rich, interactive, deep data set visually represented for that patient that they wouldn't normally be able to have access to, simply because it's very difficult to do an MRI in real time as well as do a surgical procedure, just because of the form factor. We're also seeing, virtual conferences and events have also become commonplace as really to enable organizations to host events without the need to arrange travel or physical meeting space. This saves time and money while allowing people from across the globe to be brought together in one space. Virtual product demonstrations allow companies to showcase their products or services using an interactive platform where customers can explore in detail new offerings, as well as over time, I believe, new entries and use cases to support government institutions will be an equal, part of the adoption of the metaverse outside of just the game industry.
Dan, I know that the metaverse is continuing to evolve rapidly. Like there's a lot of momentum around it. There are different headwinds that come, and that'll continue to happen. But regardless, smart businesses are really thinking about how the metaverse will help them thrive in new ways in the future. So I'm curious to know, from your point of view, how should the metaverse and thinking about that fit into the business strategies that organizations have today to power what they're thinking about making possible in the future?
Yeah, in general, I mean, the metaverse has the potential to revolutionize how businesses operate and therefore, be considered as a part of their organization's business strategy. Utilizing the metaverse can help companies gain a competitive edge by engaging customers in new and immersive ways. It also enables businesses to create and innovate around products and services, and that can increase the customer base. In addition, organizations need to consider how to implement metaverse technologies to benefit their own operations or employee base. This could provide, virtual customer service, the developing, interactive marketing campaigns, create digital assets for exchange on trading platforms. In addition, companies should, research technologies such as augmented reality and virtual reality engines to identify opportunities for incorporating those into existing strategies as well as their operations. But in essence, by investing in the metaverse, exploring how that could drive new business models, as well as drive cost savings, let's say through digital twinning. There are competitions out there investing and learning and exploring. And so I think it's very relevant for our customers in this changing or rapidly changing environment.
Well, thank you, Dan. So, and I always love to kind of ask our experts where they think things are going. So I want to know from you, where is this headed as you think about the future of the metaverse? And, what are you most excited about as you ponder that future and you think about the ways that we and others are going to help people deliver the unexpected in the metaverse space?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to watch how this continues to unfold. I think there's a pretty mature business model and implementation around media and entertainment and consumption. But a lot of the mass adoption here is going to be driven by the form factor itself getting right, along with the ecosystem of applications and experiences. But in general, from digital twins to virtual stores, there's great potential for organizations to create new products, services, experiences that are truly unique and engaging. I think this will open up a whole new world of possibilities and give companies the chance to expand their reach and gain an edge on competitors. But again, the metaverse is rapidly evolving. My main suggestion is to learn, lean in, and see how this might eventually be influential in your business vertical or in your competitive landscape. As again, I think there are a lot of each industry's competitors that are doing the same right now.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for joining us today. Always fun to have one of our WWT experts on, and super cool to think about all the ways that we're going to see the metaverse unfold in the future, and you and others are going to help make that happen. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. I appreciate the time and opportunity to talk a little bit more about the metaverse.
Yeah, very good. And thank you for joining us today as well. This has been another WWT Experts session. Got a great catalog of these coming up in the year going forward, and a great back catalog on WWT.com. So head out to WWT.com/events. Look for this and other ones, and we appreciate you joining us today. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.